Hey, you made it. So today's video, I'm going to be looking at some tweet replies from the video "I work for MrBeast, he's a fraud" that's been going viral sort of all over YouTube at the moment. I kept seeing it recommended, so I finally clicked on it. He does make a fairly compelling argument against MrBeast, to be fair. So I thought I'd have a look at what Chucky is saying, who is trying to debunk the video, and then look at DogPack's response to that debunking. Just going to go through the Twitter post. I might mention a few things about the video, but yeah, let's get right into this. So, Chucky starts with, "I quickly want to debunk some of the info in this video since the guy who made it was on my team. It was my decision to fire him for erratic behaviour. He worked at the company for less than a month and wasn't an employee for most of the videos he mentions to have knowledge on. There's so much in his video and I want to specifically address him saying our videos are fake or staged because this is not true and I was on set for many of these videos. You won't get into a video unless you're family or friends with someone that works at Beast. This is a wild statement that can easily be wrong. There's probably hundreds of thousands of people who have no affiliation, friends or family of Beast employees, think the 456 people in Squid Game are ages 1 to 100, etc. Jimmy doesn't know more than like a dozen people, lol. See, I feel like from what the original video is saying, that just isn't true. And like a lot of the people that got invited to some of the videos he mentions, not all of them, are like larger YouTubers and then they end up maybe winning it. Or they're existing like quite rich people to begin with, so the prizes don't really make much sense, or they're good friends, but okay. The train track was CGI, the bus wheels are CGI, the pit is fake. He acts like he's exposing us for using CGI to make backgrounds look cool, and we have done multiple public behind the scenes video with a saw crispy showing this. It's clearly not a secret. On top of that, we did drive buses in that pit, and same with the train that you can't claim we didn't. I think he's just sort of mentioning the fact that using the CGI is a bit misleading, I guess, and for young audience maybe they think that it might be real, but I mean I can understand both sides. If they actually did the stunts, then they did the stunts at the end of the day. The raccoon was a paid actor. I don't even know what to say about this, clearly not an actor, lol. I mean, I don't know, he showed a clip of that in the original video and it seems a bit weird. I wouldn't want to pet a raccoon personally unless it was like a domesticated one, I suppose. I don't know, you don't want to lose your arm, do you? Or whatever raccoons do. Islands cost more than $1. Not true, we did pay $1 for this island. You can Google MrBeast purchases Outer Banks Island for $1, which stated this before the video was released. He moved into a mansion 2 months before being in a video, $1 million mansion. He talks about how 2 months before they were filmed the first Mac video that he moved into a mansion. Mac was staying at a friend's house, and I'm not sure how that proves anything or why it's relevant. I mean, it does look like Mac is pretty rich to begin with, so the fact that he's in a video then winning a big prize kind of defeats the whole anybody could win the prize kind of like mantra from MrBeast in my opinion, but could be wrong. This wink was added in post. Bruh, he really did wink. This is a flat out lie again. Again, go and watch the video and he sort of explains all this stuff. I mean, I don't know. It's essentially like a game show, isn't it? A lot of his videos. So I understand that it's not all going to be legitimate and all going to be real, and you can't edit and adjust things these days to any which way you see fit. So I can sort of see both points. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But at the same time, it is like a game show. So there's got to be some leeway. There's got to be some sort of staging to some of it in some way. It can't all just be completely random. Otherwise, the videos just wouldn't work, would they? The revenge storyline was added in post. He implies 42 and 58 were scripted and not real. The contestants themselves have talked about this on streams. They did after the video. They legit didn't like each other. He also claimed 58 was on the far opposite side and didn't hear him. Just because he was on the other side of the room, you don't think 58 heard him yell. How on earth would he know? But I guess how on earth would you know? Again, I can see either side of this. You're not really debunking it properly, in my opinion. I think someone higher up needs to come out with a bigger statement about this video before it sort of snowballs into something a lot bigger. Not only were the results of this video completely scripted, but the contestants are not random subscribers. He claims our 100 boys vs 100 girls video is scripted, and the proof is a random text saying it is. That's it. It was not scripted. I mean, you have Mac in there. Did you not? Jimmy probably had countless people on set for that video and it would have been impossible to hide. The video was not scripted. I was on set for this and there was no bias for who won. He also implied the video is fake because we have some employees in each team. The employees in the videos were there to fill in for people who tested positive for COVID last minute before filming. Thea mentioned this on a podcast over a year ago. If it wasn't for COVID, they would not have been on it. They have the same cash on the line as everyone else. Some random text of someone thinking it was rigged doesn't mean it's rigged. He also suggested the real-time video was fake. This is not fake. It was a nightmare to make this video and it was legit filmed in 10 minutes. See, I don't know about that one. Like, he did zoom in and it does look like it's sped up and the guy is moving a lot, but at the same time, I don't know. I wasn't there, so Also, I think some of the MrBeast giveaways are fake. We do not fake giveaways. I've been hands with some of them, and I've personally been the person to connect winners with our accounting departments to get paid. You also suggest we didn't spend $1 million on Samsung phones, and I can assure you we did. Another lie from you. I keep going, but I don't want this to be too long. Dawson himself said on Reddit that he was on shrooms and weed when filming this video, which might explain some of the stuff he made up. Dawson was only employed from March 25th, 2024, and was let go on April 19th, 2024. He was on a 90-day trial, and we ended it early and paid him out to the June 25th, as we guaranteed the 90 days of pay so he could transition into a new job. I'd appreciate it if everyone reading this could help dispel all this fake rumours by spreading this info. Jimmy spends unfathomable amounts of money and time to ensure the integrity of what he does, and I hate to see it come into question with a bunch of lies. Dawson, if you leave this up, then you're a hypocrite. I mean, the live streams that he mentions where there is giveaways, like, they do just say, oh, well, we're going to give away this amount of money, and then they never bring it up again. So it's like kind of falsified in that way. He obviously does still give stuff away, but then it's also like more profitable, so I think you need more of a statement than this, all I'm saying. Then DogPack responds with a tweet. Debunking your debunking. Good character assassination attempt. You leave out my unpaid trial period and also my time working for Idea Guys, a company for which MrBeast is a client. The founder of Idea Guys also had to get permission from MrBeast to hire me, so weird you guys wouldn't tell him I was erratic. Also, weed and shrooms was an obvious joke. Jimmy doesn't know more than like a dozen people. You expect people to believe this. How many people do his employees know? Who was the contestants in Train vs. Pit? How about Lambo vs. Shredder? How did Ava's cousin Justin get into the Chocolate Factory video, or Della Vlogs? He makes a very good point about all this stuff. Some of it is just very questionable, like the Della Vlogs thing and them having 800,000 subs at the time of sort of getting that MrBeast chocolate bar. Some of it doesn't quite add up, it's a bit weird. CGI is clearly not a secret. Cool, so when Jimmy was accused of using too much CGI in Train vs. Pit, why did he deny it on Twitter? I haven't actually seen this, so I can't really comment on that, but the raccoon was a paid actor. Bro, you expect people to believe Chris and Chandler were just petting an actual wild raccoon. I mean, he has a point. Unless it was domesticated, I feel like it's just weird. And also, they're not really debunking like all of the stuff he said in the video. He did say quite a lot of stuff. One gripe I did have, though, was him saying about the guy who won the $1 million, who was sat there complaining that he only had an hour to sit down and plan how to spend it. Like, bro, you can't complain. You've got $1 million for doing absolutely nothing, bro. Just calm down. That's like the only thing I didn't agree with, because it's just ridiculous. Like, oh no, an hour to spend $1 million. That's crazy, bro. Can I have it instead? Anyway, enough about that. From your own source on the island, the transfer tax was $1 and the company also paid $27 in tax and fees for the property. Also, you leased it back to the owner for $0. $1 plus $27 is $28. I understand he's saying it costs more than $1, not by very much, but it is still an inaccuracy. So I can see his point. I can also see the MrBeast team's point. So who knows? This wink was added in post. It was. Compare that wink to the contestant's other winks in other scenes or his TikToks. His mouth always partially opens. Here that doesn't happen because the original footage, it was a blink altered to match the false revenge narrative. Again, I haven't watched the video, so I'm not 100% sure. He did show a clip of it, but it's hard to say really. Interesting how you didn't mention altering the timers or contestants' dialogue in that post. Not only were the results of this video completely scripted, but the contestants are not random subscribers. You acknowledge that contestants were not random subscribers, but refuse to acknowledge the clear rigging which can be seen multiple times on camera. Please watch Upper Echelon's video analysing case law regarding this rigging. Also, I've now heard from people on the boys team that they were fed much later than the girls and the production was clearly favouring the boys, but I think he was meant to say girls in a later reply. Upper Echelon video also goes into alleged illegal lotteries, which he describes as seeming completely indefensible. You conveniently forgot to address those as well. Now hide my reply because you're guilty. This didn't get as many views as the initial post, but, you know, he makes some fairly compelling argument, as I said at the beginning. I don't know. I mean, MrBeast obviously isn't going to get cancelled for this. He has far too many subscribers, but this guy does make some very interesting points, and I know he's going to do a part 2. At the very end of this part 1 video, he had, like, the pizza delivery guy, and it was like MrBeast saying, make a really surprised face, and a load of other stuff like that. It kind of makes it a bit more fake, but these are all behind the scenes things, I suppose, that you're not really meant to see with this sort of content, so I can sort of understand. Again, bringing it back to game shows and stuff, game shows are all sort of scripted and set up. As much as Jimmy says that they're not all scripted episodes of, like, well, scripted MrBeast videos as such, some of them I feel are in some way scripted or in some way set up so that a specific person can't win it as such. and just a bunch of other random stuff like that. But I thought I'd make a video on this for you guys because, you know, it seems like a bit of a controversial thing that's going on at the moment, and with all that sort of Chris and Ava Tyson stuff happening and going a bit crazy. Chris Tyson, sorry. I don't know what's going to come of all that stuff, but that's not what this video is about. I just thought it's interesting for this DogPack guy to make this video and basically just tell everyone about the way sort of MrBeast is. He also mentions like illegal lotteries and the fact that Feastables is like I don't know, selling lottery tickets to kids. I mean, I don't know, some of it seems fairly reaching because if you look at the whole food industry in general, I guess it's all targeted around getting people to buy their products just like everything else in the world. So it's kind of hard to say, yeah, okay, Feastables is making kids gamble. I don't know. There's a lot of things that make kids gamble, like FIFA points, for example, or whatever it's called these days, and then like CSGO boxes and loot boxes in general are pretty inexcusable, and yet they still exist. So there are counter arguments to the points, but I guess we'll see what happens with the MrBeast Amazon show, and where it will obviously be scripted in some way because it's Amazon. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I thought I'd do a little news reporting on a little bit of commentary on this sort of whole drama that's going on, and I'll be interested to see if MrBeast hits back before DogPack hits out for part 2 of his video, where it could be pretty interesting. And obviously the video hasn't been taken down yet, and it has got nearly 7 million views at time of recording, so it's going quite viral, and there's a lot of comments on it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, who do you think is right? Do you think MrBeast is like a scam, or do you think the DogPack is wrong and it's like slander for him saying this stuff? You have to let me know. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.